Hi guys, this is Riza with Full Awakening, here to bring you your daily 11:11 meditation and teaching. Welcome. Today's subject is dealing with overwhelm because I personally have been feeling the energies of overwhelm this morning especially, and I thought what a good topic to discuss. How do we deal with overwhelm? One of the things I thought of is that everything that you encounter on your path can be seen as something that is for you specifically and your path. To begin to think about life as a path to begin with, not just a random circumstance, random set of circumstances coming at you, but to really feel like this is a lesson on my path. This is a lesson in the school of life, and I'm being offered this as an opportunity to grow. So everything on your path can be something to grow you. And for me this morning, I was suddenly caught up in a feeling of overwhelm and worry and concern, stretching out into our uncertain future, and wasn't even necessarily in the moment. I was really in that future place. Hi, Aileen. Nice to see you here. So I thought a little reading from Pema Chodron. Anything from this book is really appropriate. There's two things here that kind of come to me, 52 and 53, that seem appropriate for this topic and also for where we're at. So 53 is When Things Fall Apart. If you haven't read Pema's book, When Things Fall Apart, it is a fantastic, I think I have it on my shelf. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to do it. Going off camera here for a moment. Yep. This book right here is a fantastic companion to these times that we're in, When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chodron. Heart advice for difficult times. This book you can use like an oracle. You can really just open it up anywhere and begin reading, and it'll give you some really good heart advice, as she says in the subtitle. But this little reading for my pocket Pema is also called When Things Fall Apart, and could be probably an excerpt from this particular book. Things falling apart is a kind of testing and also a kind of healing. We think that the point is to pass the test or to overcome the problem, but the truth is that things don't really get solved. They come together and they fall apart. Then they come together again and they fall apart again. It's just like that. The healing comes from letting there be room for all of this to happen. Room for grief, room for relief, for misery, and for joy. Lovely. So when I was doing a little pre-meditation for our meditation today, this reminds me of that. I was going into that space with my counsel, and what I saw was literally just creating space. And actually, Aileen, this is perfect that you're joining us, because Aileen is our Stories of Awakening partner for this month. We'll be releasing her story later today, hopefully. And in that story, we talk about that space from hurt, that space from pain, and how that healing energy can bring that space to us, can bring a little bit of relief. And so when I was doing our meditation today and kind of doing a run through of it, that's what I felt. I felt that coming into the present moment, coming into a compassionate place with one's own grief or with one's own sense of overwhelm can be an excellent way of just creating a little bit of air, a little bit of space for that experience to exist. Because I think what happens when we're in a place of overwhelm or a place of stress or anxiety or grief is that there's like a pushing in or a crushing sort of feeling, where everything feels like it's coming in too fast, too much, and it becomes increasingly amped up, right? And so when we're in that heightened state, to be able to find our hearts and to be able to expand our space, expand the room around us, and let all of those things that feel like they're crushing us just come out a little bit from our bodies, I think that can really, really help. And I know that helps me. So allowing yourself the space. And of course, as Pema was saying in this reading, just making room for all of it, that things come together and things fall apart. And this is this constant process that we're involved in by being alive. This is how life moves, right? This coming together, this falling apart, this achieving of goals and this dreaming of new goals, and this, it's this respirating sort of feeling, the in-breath and the out-breath. So if we can give ourselves a little bit of grace around that, I think that everything could be a little bit better and we could be more healed as people by living the process, by believing that everything that comes to us on our path, the little things, the little irritations, the little senses of overwhelm, the moments of grief, that all those little things that come to us are actually for us. They're not against us, they're for us, and they can be used by us to help us grow and to help us change and to help us heal and become more and more ourselves and more in our hearts. Okay, with that said, let's start our meditation. Hi, Linda, and hi, Naomi. Thank you for joining us. What a lovely group we have here today. Okay, let's take a deep breath. We're going to ding our bell. And just place your left hand on your heart, if you would. And feel the weight of your hand, the warmth of your hand on your heart. And try to draw all of your conscious energy into this present moment and into your heart energy. So it's drawing all of the energy from your mind, especially, but also from other times and places. Draw it all into this central flame in your heart. We're going to do a little gestural practice. So my counsel often gives gestures as a way of moving energy. So here with your left hand on your heart, you're just going to tap your heart a little bit. So just pat your heart like you're patting the back of a baby. Just give yourself a little pat. And say to yourself, I am a safe place for me. I am a safe place for me. And if the patting is too much stimulation, you can kind of just rest your hand on your heart. I am a safe place for me. Being a safe place for yourself means coming fully into this present moment, knowing that you're okay, that you can stay here, connected to your body. You don't need to disassociate into some other place or time. You can come right here to this present moment. You can allow your mind to release its activity and come into the heart. It's okay to come into the heart. And here's another practice. So part of the same practice, you can lower your left hand and put your right hand on your heart. Your right hand over your sternum, over your heart, and you can tap that a little bit too if you want, if that doesn't feel like too much stimulation. For me, it feels a little bit too much at this moment for where I'm at. So I'm just going to lay my hand on my heart and I'm going to say, I'm a safe place for you. So our right hand is our giving hand. I am a safe place for you. I give you that space. We always start with ourselves. We need to be a safe place for ourselves before we can be a safe place for others. So it's a beautiful gesture. I'm a safe place for you. And now place both of your hands on your heart. You can cross over each other. And again, you can tap them if that feels good to you right now, or you can just lay them still and calmly on your heart. And you can say, I'm a safe place for us. I am a safe place for us. Drawing all your focus into your heart, into this present moment. No need to disassociate or turn away. Completely at peace in this moment. And now allow your hands to return to your lap. And we're just going to ding the bell one more time and take in deep breath. We're going to envision that everything that feels like it's pushing in on us or bubbling up is going to move just a little bit away from the body. It's going to lift off from the body, and you're going to create this beautiful space of peace, acceptance, and grace. Extending out from your heart around your body. Imagining a color that feels most soothing and nurturing to you right now. This energy coming out of your heart and creating just a space bubble around you. Just give it a little bit of space so that you can be fully present and supported in this moment. And as you intend that light bubble into being, allow yourself to witness the sensations as in your body as those energies that were pushing in on you start to lift up and give you a little bit of space, a little bit of respite from the overwhelm, the grief, whatever you were feeling that was pushing in on you. Just the generalized hecticness of these uncertain times. And let's gather that hecticness. Let's gather all of that energy that was pushing in and gather it in front of us. So imagining that all of these sort of lines of energy that were sticking into you before, now you can pull them all the way around to the front of you so you can see them. And you can let them settle into a vessel of some sort. I'm seeing like a plate that all of these lines are kind of resting now. And you can take a closer look if you like. Ask them to label themselves. Perhaps they're just labeled as overwhelm. Perhaps there's grief mixed in. Perhaps you see a certain scenario or you feel or intuit a part of your life that feels oppressive at the moment or feels stressful. And bring a little bit of blue fire, a little bit of discernment energy to that platter or to that vessel. And just burn away whatever is not necessary for you. Anything that's unhelpful, anything that isn't yours to process at this moment can just burn away and be discerned and dispersed for the greatest good of all. There's no need. There's no need to hold on to those stressful energies. Sometimes our mind activity makes us believe that grasping at stressful energies will make us safer. And sometimes that's just a misconception of the mind. So let this blue fire heart energy go ahead and discern for you what you need to keep. And everything else, let it just burn away. What you'll be left with is little jewels of information that will be easier to carry and easier to process and engage with. Some deep breaths. Breathing a little bit more life into that bubble around you, space. And imagine that space of light and grace that's surrounding your body. Let's gather a little bit of that up and give that to our community, to our friends and family, and to our whole earth. So rubbing your hands together and bringing some of that beautiful light, maybe give it a color, that color of grace and space and room to breathe. Let's put that into a little ball of energy, like rolling a ball of clay. Let's grow that a little bit. Mine is a yellowish blue color right now. What color is yours? You guys can feel free to put that in the comments afterwards if you want. But right now, just focus on your energy ball. And the intention of this energy ball is to give everyone a little bit of space from that which is pressing in on them, things that are stressing them out or feeling overwhelming. And now put the earth inside and see all of the people, all of the beings on earth. And now we're going to hug them all with this energy of grace, this energy of love, this desire for space. Space from being confined and being pushed in on, being worried. That worry energy is so big right now on the planet. Okay, go ahead and push that all the way into the earth. Sending it all the way down to the center of the planet, a little gift for our mama, the heart of the planet, the dream of this reality. And go ahead and scoop that intention into your own heart. Put it in that heart flame and let that be your intention today, just for today, to give yourself a moment of rest, a moment of space when you're feeling overwhelmed, to draw all those pieces of overwhelm, all those strands that you're working with, bring them to the front and let them discern in that blue fire a little bit so that you can see really the actionable pieces. Like, what is it you really need to see? What is it that you can actually work with today and move on from there? Okay, don't let your brain fool you that all the things it's worried about are actually helpful to worry about. You don't need to grasp and you don't need to push away. Just give yourself a little bit of space. All right, guys, that's my lesson for today. I hope that you have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I send you my love, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye, guys.